Hi guys, and welcome back to Simply Forex, the channel dedicated to you, the trader. We want you to be successful in the markets. So guys, I'm going to give you some gold every day. I'm going to let you know which currency pairs I'm looking to trade and which direction. And I'm also going to let you know which news that you must be aware of. So let's take a look at the chart and what I'm potentially going to trade today. Hello traders, good morning, welcome back, how are you? Today, what is today? Today is Wednesday the 10th of August, guys, and I've got a itchy nose. And as always, guys, we are going to look at today's potential trades. We're going to look at a recap of yesterday's trades, and we're also going to look at the important news today as well. So let's start with yesterday. We had three potential trades from yesterday. The first one was this. This is the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. And we were looking to short this pair, guys. Okay, so price was in an uptrend. Yeah, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But then price broke down. Yeah, broke this low here. And even broke these lows here, guys, as well. Okay, so these candles here, actually broke these lows. All right, so we had lower lows. So structure had changed. We are in a downtrend. And then we were just looking for a candle. Let's zoom in. And then we were just looking for a candle to tell us that sellers were back in control and we could take price down again. And that was this candle here, guys. Okay. Which actually corresponds with all of this area here. Yeah, very common pattern, guys. What was once support, when it breaks, becomes resistance. All right. So, and all we're trying to do, guys, is from this bearish candle here, was take price from one of our grey zones back down to this blue line here, guys. All right. So yeah, that was the trade idea for shorts. That was the reasons why. Let's look at H1 now, guys, to see if we could actually get in on this pair. And unfortunately, we could because we got stopped out. Okay, so remember, guys, the idea was to, so price could come up into this grey zone, which it did. All right, let me try and zoom in a little bit, guys. All right, so come up into this grey zone, and then we got this bearish candle form. All right, and I actually entered on this candle. I got a slight retrace. Okay, I put my stop 5 pips above here, and obviously my target was not this last H1 low. Okay, this was not my target because the risk to reward would be terrible. So that was not the idea. So the idea, guys, was to take price. If we zoom out. So the idea was to enter on this candle and perhaps take price down to this low where I could close 80% and then leave the rest to run down to the blue higher time frame target. Okay, guys, so that was the idea. But as you can see, let's zoom back in. As you can see, guys, my stop was above here. And I eventually got stopped out. Okay. So again, guys, we'll have losing trades. Don't trust anyone that tells you they never have a losing trade. That is nonsense. You will have losing trades. Follow your money management and you'll be fine, guys. Okay. So an unsuccessful trade, guys, on US dollar, Canadian dollar short. Let me know how you traded it. Next one was this from yesterday. This was the euro against the Canadian dollar. And we were looking to short this pair. Okay, so price is in a downtrend. It's coming down. We had lower lows, but then really it's been ranging. Okay, so this area here, these last highs, and these last lows here is the range that it's in. Okay, but then we got this candle form. Okay, actually let me zoom in, guys. Let me zoom in so you can see that better. But then we had this candle form. Okay, which tells me sellers are in control, and we was just going to try and come from the top part of this range and take it back down to these last lows, guys. Okay, these last lows here. Okay, but as you can see, guys, that didn't happen. But let's see what actually happened on the H1 and see if we had a trade or not. Okay, so yeah, and on this one, guys, we just simply didn't have a trade. So price did come up into our grey zone, but none of these candles tell me sellers are in control. And eventually it breaks this grey zone. And as soon as it breaks the grey zone, I'm not interested, guys. Yeah, price is then towards the upside. So yeah, and the other idea was for it to come break this low, test this low, and then come back down this way. But as you can see, guys, neither of these ideas happened. Okay, so for me, Euro Canadian dollar, no trade. Perhaps you traded it differently. Please let us know. Leave a comment. Would love to hear from you. But for me, no trade. Right, the third and final trade was this. This was the pound against the Swiss franc. Okay, so we were looking to short this pair. So price was in a downtrend. Okay, so we had higher lows, lower lows, lower highs, sorry, lower lows, and then price has just been ranging really. Okay, but it wasn't until we saw this candle here, guys, that it broke these lows here, and it also broke these lows from over here. Okay, so when this candle here formed, okay, we then had lower lows. So structurally, we are in a downtrend. Okay, lower lows means and lower highs means downtrend. Okay, so the idea was just to come from our grey zone back down to this psychological level of 1,500. Okay, guys, so that was the idea on the day chart. Let's look at the H1 to see how we could trade this, or if we could trade this. And I did get in on this pair. Quite an aggressive trade, but I did get in. So as you can see, guys, I was wanting the price to come up to this grey zone. Excuse me. But that never happened. All right. Instead, I saw this candle form. Okay. And this is a very bearish H1 candle. Okay. And it actually meant that these last H1 low highs, held. So H1 structure held. We had this large bearish red candle. Okay, and then I actually didn't enter this trade until I got a very good risk to reward. Okay, so I didn't enter on the second candle after the entry candle. I actually entered here. Okay. Okay, so that was roughly, 1.5 hours later. I entered here. I put my stop above here. Okay, and then I took 100% of the trade back down to this psychological level of 1,500. Yeah, and we just got filled. Okay, and that was a risk to reward of roughly 1:2, guys. Okay, so yeah, let me just go through that again. This was my entry candle. I didn't enter until roughly an hour and a half later. Got in at this price here. I put my stop above here, okay, and then took 100% of the trade back out here. And that gave me a risk to reward of 2:1. 1:2, sorry. Okay, guys, so yeah, aggressive trade, but yeah, paid dividends. Let me know how you traded this pair. And for yesterday, a bit of a mixed bag, guys. So we had a good trade on the pound Swiss franc, no trade on the Euro Canadian dollar, and got stopped out on the US dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, but still made a small bit of profit because of this wonderful trade. Right, guys, that's it for the recap. Let's take a look at today's potential trades now. So guys, another mixed bag yesterday. Yeah, we had one good trade, one trade where we got stopped out, and a pair that we couldn't enter, but did make a small bit of profit because on our good trade, the risk to reward was pretty good. So profitable day, guys. I hope you enjoyed the recap. If you did, then please subscribe to the channel, come join us, and smash that notification button, guys. That way you receive an alert every day. Right, guys, so trades for Wednesday the 10th of August. We're looking at one potential trade today, but before we do, guys, I wanted to show you how screwed the markets are, for the want of a better word. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few examples of why they're tricky market conditions with a lot of the pairs at the moment. So first of all, we're going to look at the pound against the US dollar. Okay, so for me, guys, on the day chart, yeah, uptrend. Okay, so price was in a downtrend, lower lows, price came down. Okay, but then eventually, guys, this area here, these last highs, eventually broke. Okay, and then perhaps price is using this zone as an area to push off. Okay, so on the day chart, this is what I am seeing. Okay, uptrend, room to the upside. Okay, but on the weekly chart, guys, yeah, different story. Pure downtrend. Yeah, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then price is bouncing off of these last lows here. So room to the downside. Okay, so the weekly view, guys, is telling me sell, 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 and then the daily chart is telling me to buy, 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 which is why markets are screwed. Well, specifically pound against the US dollar. Okay, guys, so yeah, this is not a trade idea. I want to make that clear, but I just wanted to show you how, yeah, all the majors, the US dollar pairs are having this battle between daily and weekly pressures. Okay, so yeah, don't have a trade there. Next one to look at, any yen pair, really, but I'm looking at the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen, and a similar scenario with the US dollar pairs. Yeah, we've got this weekly, daily battle. So for me here, guys, yeah, price is in a downtrend. So price was in an uptrend. Okay, all right, coming up, yeah, higher highs, higher lows, but then price broke down. Okay, breaking this low here. Okay, so for me, price is in a downtrend. Okay, and price has come back up to this area. This is always a pattern we like. Yeah, what was once support now becomes resistance. And to be honest with you, I'd be looking for shorts, yeah, back down to at least these lows here. Okay, makes perfect sense. Now, let me show you the weekly chart where it will make no sense. Okay, so if we go to the weekly chart on this pair now, guys, uptrend. Yeah, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then price has bounced off of this. Okay, what was once support, yeah, then becomes resistance. Okay, and I'd be looking to buy this market. So again, guys, we've got this weekly, daily battle. All right, and yeah, until we have a clear winner, I cannot enter these pairs, guys. Yeah, so yeah, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, again, another good example of how screwed the markets are. And this is the same with all the yen pairs, pretty much. Okay, next one. Next trade to look at that we can't trade. So remember, guys, these are not trade ideas. These are all untradeable. Check this one out. Trade that if you dare. Yeah, if you know how to trade that, please let me know. Jokes aside, I mean, it is a ranging market. Yeah, I don't really trade ranging markets. I like my markets to be trending. But yeah, you could sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here. Okay, that's the logical plan on a ranging market. And you could, but like I say, guys, I like trending markets, and for me, this market is just stuck. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do with itself. Okay, I would need to see a break out of here, yeah, or even a break out of here. Okay, but if it does break to the downside, remember you still have this as an area of support. So, guys, another example: New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, can't trade it, cannot trade it. Okay, another one we can't trade. It's just a similar scenario, but this one again is a ranging market. Okay, so from here to here, I just roughly drew these zones, guys, but yeah, just ranging. Okay, again, guys, you could sell here, sell here, sell here, buy here, buy here, buy here. Yeah, it's a ranging market. You can. Yeah, you can trade a ranging market. Of course you can. But again, guys, I like a trending market. And for me, it's just stuck in this range, guys. So it's a little untradeable for me. So yeah, again, I would need price to break either side of this zone. I need price to come out, then I would start looking for trades, or come out this end and start looking for trades. But for me, guys, this is another untradeable pair for me. Maybe you think differently. Please let me know if you do. It would be good to hear from you. Okay, guys, let's get rid of these. Pound Aussie dollar, no good. New Zealand Swiss franc, no good. Canadian yen, no good. Pound US dollar, no good. But what we do have, guys, is this. Yeah, so this is a trade idea, and it's just carrying on from yesterday, to be quite honest. And it's the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, I still think this has room to the downside. Yeah, this is a slight exception to the US dollar pairs because, it's the weekly chart is also in a downtrend. Let me just show you quickly. Yeah, so for me, guys, price was in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, didn't create a higher high, and then eventually these lows here were broken. So for me, because of this candle here, when it broke these lows here, structure on the weekly chart is in a downtrend. Okay, so for that reason, I can trade the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, all the other US pairs are in a, the weekly and the daily trend don't match up. But this one, for me, we can. Yeah, because of this candle breaking these lows, we are in a downtrend. Okay, so let's go back to the day chart, which is also in a downtrend. Okay, so price was in an uptrend, yeah. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But then price came down, breaking this low. And even these lows here were broken eventually with these candles here. Okay, so then all I was looking to do, guys, once price come back down, was looking for a candle to tell me that sellers were back in control. This candle told me this. So the idea was just to come back down to these last lows. Okay, and that's still the idea. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit because obviously we did have this candle for yesterday, but this doesn't tell me buyers are taking control of this market. Yeah, because of this wick, yeah, it sort of had a bit of a rejection, and we had this huge candle that we were trading from since yesterday. Yeah, I still think we have room to the downside with this pair. Okay, guys, and that's the only trade idea for today. But let's look at H1. So the day chart is always our why. Why are we getting into the trade, long or short? And the H1 is our criteria. So we need our criteria to be met on the H1 for us to enter this trade. So guys, yeah, we've got a couple of scenarios. So price could come up and test these last H1 highs here. Okay, and then if it does, we want to see a bearish candlestick pattern form. We can then enter the trade, take price back down to potentially these last H1 highs here, close 80% of the trade, and then leave 20% to run. Okay, so that's the first scenario. The second one is this, guys, because as you can see, H1 structure is in an uptrend. Yeah, as soon as this level here was broken, yeah, price was in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, haven't created a higher high yet. So what I want to see, guys, is a breakdown of the H1 structure. So it breaks these lows, and it also breaks below this area here. Okay. So if it doesn't break below this area, this could become an area which price bounces off of. Okay, so we want to see price break down, come back into this grey zone. We then see a bearish candlestick pattern form. That's our trigger to enter. We can then take price, first of all, back down to these last H1 lows here. Okay, close 80% and then leave 20% to run down to our higher time frame target. All right, guys, so that's it. Yeah, it's the only trade idea for today, US dollar against the Canadian dollar short. Okay, let's take a look at the news now. Guys, if you're enjoying this daily morning analysis, come join us at Simply Forex. Yeah? Smash the subscribe button and smash that notification button. Right, guys, news for Wednesday, the 10th of August. So overnight, guys, as you can see, no real news to speak of. If we carry on down, the first piece of important news that we're looking at is this. At 1:30 London GMT, coming out of the US, we've got CPI, core CPI. Okay, and CPI at the same time. Yeah, we've also got this 3-star rating. So these are inflation figures, guys. And as you know, the whole world's eyes are on inflation at the moment because everything's out of control. So these two pieces of news, both coming out of half one, could really move any US dollar pair. Okay, if we carry on down, guys, the only other piece of news that we're interested in today is this. At 3:30 London GMT, we've got crude oil inventories. So this could affect the US dollar, any US dollar pair, and any Canadian dollar pair. Okay, so yeah, again, must be aware of that, guys. And as you can see, after that, guys, no other news that we're interested in today. All right, that's it. Video finished. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share. That'll be greatly appreciated, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow.